Good morning, out for my morning stroll with my dog. And just getting my thoughts together about all the things that I need to do today. It's so foggy this morning. Do you see this? It's crazy. We're in so much fog. I also feel like my brain's in fog, honestly. Making a brain dump list on paper is the best way for me to get my thoughts down. But as I'm walking, all these thoughts are also like flooding in about all the things that I want to do and need to do. And I'm going to take you along for the ride. Once I got home from my walk, I had to do a few things around the house. One of them being making my bread, doing the next steps of my sourdough. This is something that I do a couple times a week. I really enjoy making sourdough bread, and not only do I enjoy eating it, but so does my family. So it is something that I do often, and it's okay. I love doing it, and it's just something that needs to be done. The other thing that I do quite often is water my plants around my backyard. Again, this is a practice that I love doing because it gets me outside, it gets my plants watered, gives them a little bit of love, and is very enjoyable. Once I get all of my plants watered, the next thing that I like to do, wait for it, a little bit more plant watering. After I do this, I like to go and walk into my studio for the day and see where I'm at and what needs to get done. All right, I did all the morning type things that I need to do, so now I can come into my studio, and the first thing I like to do is clean up. If I haven't cleaned up from the night before, the day before, then I like to do it in the morning because my brain can't work when it's messy. So this is a working studio and I am gonna have to clean it up. So let's get at it. Got the studio looking pretty good. Got some things I'm working on right here, but that's okay. It's a working studio. I have to remember that. But I did get some things cleaned up, and now I'm going to sit at my computer and get some stuff done that I've been avoiding before I move on to doing something more fun. I got all my computer work done, and so now I'm moving on to working on parts of the loom. Here I'm working on the beams that the warp will actually go on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it will make more sense when you see the final project, but yeah, it's a lot of work. Okay, so my niece just came over. I say she's my niece, but really, I mean, she's not really my age, but she's basically my age. Say hi.
Oh,
say hi.
Your age?
Just kidding, but we are good friends, and she lives just down the street from me, and I love having her over, and she is going to warp her loom. And say hi.
Hi.
Her name's Sierra, and she's gonna warp her loom, so she came over to hang out in the studio for a little while, which is super awesome. It really is a lot of fun when Sierra stops by. She does just live down the street from me, which is, again, just convenience. So she called me and she was like, I need to warp my loom. Can I come over, and are you in your studio today? And I was like, yes, please come over. I'm just working on putting together some parts of the looms that I am going to be selling. So it was really great to hang out with her for a couple of hours, and she got to warp her loom and I got to hang out and chat. And that's always nice when you're working in your studio alone, to have visitors come by and hang out and just, you know, be there with you so that you can work on your thing and they can work on theirs. I highly encourage it. Okay, so I've been working all morning on putting together some looms, working on that. It's definitely a work in progress. I have almost 4 looms put together. I will show you. They're stacked right here. They're looking good. They're looking good. Working on a few final pieces of it, and yeah, we'll see how far I get on them today. But I'm taking a short break. Gonna go to lunch. It's my son's his birthday today, and so I'm gonna go do that for a little while. All right, back from lunch, back from running a few places. I'm gonna start working on the looms again for a little longer before I call it a day. The kids are gonna be home from school and I'll get to hang out with them. Remember those apron rods that I was sanding before? Okay, so here I am putting them on the loom onto this string so that the warp can be attached to it. And I'm going to show you how I do all of that, but stay tuned. It's a tedious process, but very important process. Okay, I'm gonna say that's a wrap for the day. Look at how beautiful it is outside. I think I'm gonna go pick up my kids from school, and yeah, so it's been a pleasure being with you along for the ride of a day in the life of my studio.